Hello friends, welcome to Automation Community. Today in this video we are going to discuss an example on garden sprinkler system. So let's look at the example first. Garden sprinkler system or garden sprinkler control. There is a garden sprinkler system with 4 zones. Zone 1 should operate for 15 seconds. Then Zone 2 should operate for 15 seconds. Then Zone 3 should operate for 15 seconds. And then Zone 4 should operate for 15 seconds. The system will operate only if it is not raining and there is no one in that particular zone. The system will work even when there is someone in other zone. That means if there is someone in zone 2, zone 1 will still operate. Or if there is someone in zone 1, then zone 2 will still operate. If there is someone in zone 1, then zone 1 will not operate. So for this example, we will use a normally open contact for start button. We will also use some normally closed contacts. And we will be also using some timers like TP and TON. So let's move to EcoStruxure Machine Expert, where we will draw a ladder diagram for garden sprinkler control. I will open EcoStruxure Machine Expert Basic. Firstly, I will keep read protection as inactive and write protection as inactive. I can also set password for read protection and write protection. So for now, I will keep these inactive. And then I will click on apply. Then I will go to configuration tab. So here we have to select a logic controller. Here is a list of different logic controllers. I will select TM221 C24R. I will click on it and then drag it to here. Do you want to replace? You may lose some features and associated configuration. I will click on yes. So the device I have selected, that is TM221C24R, has 14 digital inputs, 10 relay outputs, 2 analog inputs, 1 serial line input, and 100 to 240 volt AC power supply controller with removable terminal blocks. Then I can also go to serial line, where I can keep protocol settings and serial line settings. I will select protocol as TMS2GDP, and then I do not need to set the serial line settings. Then I will click on apply. After that, I will go to programming tab. So here I will be drawing ladder diagram for garden sprinkler system. I will click on this option to set a full screen mode, and then I will zoom into it like this. So firstly, I will insert a normally open contact here, and I will assign address to it as I0.0. I will also add symbol to it as start button. Yes. And then I will insert a coil here, and I will assign address to this coil as give 0.0. I will also add symbol to it as zone 1. Yes. So when start button is turned on, zone 1 will operate and it should operate for 15 seconds. For that, I will insert a timer here and that should be TP. I will change time based once again and preset value as 50 and then I will click on apply. So when start button is turned on, zone 1 will operate for 15 seconds. And after that, after zone 1, zone 2 should operate. So for that, I will insert one more coil here. And I will assign address to it as Q 0.1. I will also add symbol to it as zone 2. Yes, so zone 2 should operate after zone 1. So there will be delay. So for that, I will insert a timer here for zone 2 and that should be T on. I will change time base to 1 second and preset value as 50. So that means there will be a delay of 15 seconds. And in those 15 seconds, zone 1 will operate. And after 15 seconds, zone 2 should operate. And it should operate for 15 seconds. So for that, I will insert one more timer here. And that should be TP. I will change time base to 1 second and preset value as 50 and then click on apply. Then I will click on this option and connect it like this. So when start button is turned on, zone 1 will operate for 15 seconds and there will be delay of 15 seconds for zone 2. That is after zone 1, that is after zone 1, zone 2 will operate for 15 seconds. Then I will add a new rung here and I will insert a normally open contact here. And I will assign address to this normally open contact same as start button, that is I 0.0. And then I will insert a coil here. I will assign address to it as Q 0.2. I will also add symbol to it as zone 3. Yes. So zone 3 should operate after zone 1 and zone 2. That is, there will be delay of 15 plus 15, that is 30 seconds. For that, I will insert a timer here and that should be T on. I will change time base to 1 second and preset value as 30 and then click on apply. So there will be delay of 30 seconds for zone 3 and it should operate for 15 seconds. For that, I will insert one more timer here for zone 3 and it should be TP. I will change time base to 1 second and preset value as 50 and then click on apply. So zone 3 will operate after 30 seconds and in those 30 seconds zone 1 will operate for 15 seconds and zone 2 will operate for 15 seconds and after that zone 3 will operate for 15 seconds. And then I will insert one more coil here and I will assign address to it as Q 0.3. I will also add symbol to it as zone 4. Yes. So for zone 4, there will be a delay of 15 plus 15 plus 15, that is 45 seconds. So for that, I will use a timer here for zone 4 and that should be T on. I will change time base to 1 second and preset value as 45 seconds. And then click on apply. So zone 4 will operate after 45 seconds and it should operate for 15 seconds. For that, I will use one more timer here for zone 4 and it should be TP. I will change time base to 1 second and preset value as 50 and then click on apply. Then I will connect it like this. So when start button is turned on, zone 1 will operate for 15 seconds. With that, there will be delay of 15 seconds for zone 2, delay of 30 seconds for zone 3 and delay of 45 seconds for zone 4. So in first 15 seconds, zone 1 will operate. In next 15 seconds, zone 2 will operate after 15 seconds. And after 30 seconds, that is after zone 1 and zone 2, zone 3 will operate for 15 seconds and after zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3 that is 45 seconds, zone 4 will operate for 15 seconds. After that, the system will not work if it is raining. So for that, we will use a normally closed contact. Here. And I will assign address to this as I 0.5. I will also add symbol to it as rain sensor. Yes. So if it is raining, as this sensor we are using as normally closed contact. When it is raining, it will turn true. And when in true state, the current will not flow through it and zone 1 will not operate. And it should be for all these zones. So I will copy this and paste it here. And then here and also for zone 4. So when it is raining, as it is a normally closed contact, when in true state, the current will not flow through it and zone 2 will not operate. Similarly, for zone 3, if it is raining, the current will not flow through it and zone 3 will not operate. And similarly, for zone 4, if it is raining, the sensor will detect that it is raining and we are using here it as normally closed contact. When in true state, that is when it is raining, the current will not flow through it and zone 4 will stop operating. And also, if there is someone in zone 1, then zone 1 will not operate. So for that, we will use again normally closed contact. I will assign address to it as I 0.1. I will also add symbol to it as sensor 1. Yes. So if sensor 1 detects that there is someone present in zone 1, then we are using it as normally closed contact. When it detects, that is when it turns true, the current will not flow through it and zone 1 will stop operating. Similarly, for zone 2, we will use one more normally closed contact. I will also assign an address to it as I 0.2. I will also add symbol to it as sensor 2. Yes. So if sensor 2 that is present in zone 2 detects that there is someone present in zone 2, it becomes true. And when it becomes true, it becomes open. That is, the current will not flow through it and zone 2 will stop operating. Similarly, for zone 3, we will use another sensor. We will insert normally close contact here for zone 3. I will assign address to it as I0.3. I will also add symbol to it as sensor 3. Yes. So when sensor 3 detects that there is someone present in zone 3, it becomes open in true state. And when it becomes open, the current does not flow through it and zone 3 will stop operating. Similarly, for zone 4, we will use another sensor. We will insert a normally close contact here and I will assign address to it as I0.4. I will also add symbol to it as sensor 4. Yes. So when sensor 4 detects that there is someone present in zone 4, it will turn true and it will turn open. That is, the current will not flow through it and zone 4 will stop operating. So detection of someone in any zone will not affect operation of any other zone. That means if sensor 1 detects that there is someone in zone 1, it will not affect zone 2, it will not affect zone 3, or it will not affect zone 4. That is, if there is someone in zone 1, zone 2 can still operate. Zone 3 also can operate, and also zone 4 can also operate. And if there is someone in zone 2, zone 1 can still operate, zone 3 and zone 4 can also still operate, but zone 2 will not operate. So for a particular zone to be operated, the corresponding sensor should not detect presence of someone. So I will exit full screen mode. I will compile the program and then I will go to commissioning and launch simulator. And then I will start controller. To do so, click OK. Then I will go to programming tab and click on full screen mode. So when I turn on start button, zone 1 will operate for 15 seconds. And if it is raining, zone 1 will not operate. And if sensor 1 detects that there is someone, it will not operate. So zone 1 will operate for 15 seconds only. And then after, zone 2 will operate. And if it is raining, zone 2 will not operate. And also, if sensor 2 detects that there is someone, zone 2 will stop operating. And after zone 2, zone 3 will operate. If sensor 3 detects that there is someone present in zone 3, zone 3 will stop operating. And after zone 3, zone 4 will operate. And it will also operate for 15 seconds. And if it is raining, it will stop operating, and if there is someone present in zone 4, it will also stop operating. It was all about this example. Thank you for watching.